And also I will record this video and you can access through my blog address, and like through the registration link you can go there again and you can rewatch it. So basically today we will talk about Windows 8.1 storyboarding and also Windows 8.1 development side. So basically, we pretty summarized everything, like Windows 8 development and 8.1 are very similar to each other. So there are like the several differences. Like in this session, so I'm just highlighting. So like, you can take care of like those changes and you can have Windows 8 application at the same time 8.1 application all together. So if you have a question, like please don't hesitate to ask me. So there is a question and ask bar on the top side, like you can go there and you can ask it. So I will be following through there. So especially I really wanted to have a kind of like really interactive session, because I will redirect my like the whole session process like due to your questions. So again, my name is Ibrahim and I'm working as technical evangelist in Middle East and Africa DP team. So my blog address is here and also my Twitter address is there. So like you can ask anytime any question to me. So like you are welcome to like ask your all questions. So basically, like in first two sessions we have summarized like the roadmap like for the Windows 8.1. Like if you are newbie on our platform, on the development platforms, please go to this site and this URL and this document, so you will be able to like to get all roadmaps, all processes regarding the Windows 8.1 development. Other than that, like our agenda will be like this. So if you can go to this website ak.ms/win8 online sessions, so like you will access our other events in the coming months, in the coming weeks, so you will be able to register through there. So this event will be like on based on like XAML and C# know-how. Like during the session, anytime you can ask any questions. So please don't hesitate to like ask any questions. So again, this is our URL, and right now we will start for like our development session. So basically, in this session, what I will do is I will introduce Visual Studio and the XAML part. How can you develop Windows Store applications? And end of the day, like we will start with an idea. For example, my application idea is like creating a photo portfolio application. So basically, I will create a sample for that. And during the session, you will see how can you like reimagine, or how can you like think about your application idea during this process. Then after that, like we will integrate all those features step by step, and like you can easily reimagine your idea or your application startup idea as well. So basically we will use Visual Studio. At the same time we have Blend for Visual Studio. The Blend is really an amazing tool for vectoral drawing and like some like really UI stuff on our applications. So like we will use like both platforms, both IDEs together. So you will see that like there is no differences between these tools, but like in some cases they have some advantages, so we can use those advantages like due to our scenario. And also I changed my resolution. I hope you see well right now. So because on our previous calls we had some issues, so please let me know if there's a problem or not. So like we have some ready templates on Visual Studio, but we will continue with blank application. Like we will discover like what are the changes or what are the key points on this platform. So okay, resolution is great right now. So basically we are talking about XAML. XAML is our new markup language, like starting with WPF and Silverlight, and then it has been a development interface for the Windows Phone applications, and right now with Windows 8 applications as well. So the good thing is like both like the pure XAML are the same. Like if you are a Silverlight developer or if you are the Windows Phone or WPF developer, so like this means you are already a Windows 8 developer as well. So like you will be very familiar with these terms, like the changes like during this development phase, and then you will realize that like you can use your existing skills. So for example, this is just a button in our application. Like you can define in the designer. At the same time, whenever you change some value, like there is a XAML code like which is automatically regenerating by the IDE. So this represents for your like the visual part of your application, especially if you are an ASP.NET developer. Like think about it, this is just the HTML part of the visualization of the front end of your application, and also it has got a CS part, like C# part, like code behind part. So you can like access all objects and like define all their business logic and the code logic on behind of that the visual part. So like we will see like we will see like all components. We have different components in our applications, so we can use all of them, but I just wanted to highlight a couple of them. So for example, like some XAML elements like the rectangle, ellipse, or the image, like whenever you wanted to like use these kind of things, like you can use like in the different perspectives. And at the same time, if you have seen in the code side, like XAML is just defining in the text like rectangle, like this, and also you can define the code colors in here, like in these attributes, and also like you can define like the height of it or the margin of it, like here are the available values. At the same time, like you can define some ellipse, like if you wanted to define some colors in the names like white or black or something like that, you can do it as well. So at the same time, again, like the same values, like the margins, like the different attributes, like same thing with the image, like you can see in here like the other attributes, like whenever you check it or whenever you like work on the different elements, you will realize that they have the same soul, they have the same the silhouette. So you will be very familiar whenever you are working with it, and we will see in our application as well. So we have a tool as well, like the called blend. Like blend is for like the more the design side. Whenever you check it, like it looks like Photoshop or like the design tool. So if you wanted to design some vectoral drawings, or if you wanted to have some animations in your applications, this will be the place for that. So for example, animations are really important, like in order to like to show the users so how these applications are really cool, or at the same time, like you can put some really UX elements inside of the application, and you can provide them to users with these animations. So this is just a little snapshot from the timeline of that storyboard. So like you can define it in your application as well. So let's go to the Visual Studio and let's create an application. Let's see how it looks like and how can we discover other objects as well. So I will create a Windows Store application and blank one, and I will give a name like XAML Discovery, and I will create an application in here. Like on our previous session, I tried to summarize like how Visual Studio is working, and how can you access the all elements. So like basically this is our design area, like the designer area. So let me show like this, like you can put anything inside of that. And on the right side, like we have Solution Explorer, so you can access all your files in your application. On right side, like the right bottom side, like the properties, like you can access like all the related properties regarding the selected object in here. And like for the selected object, you can see the document outline in here, like you can see the hierarchy of your objects, and you can access like some of them or all of them. And we have toolbox on the left top side, so like you can access any single like component, any single element through here, and you can drag and drop onto the designer side as well. So and on the downside, like if you can see that, so here it is. So here is the design part of it, like the code, like the XAML code design side. Like whenever you put some, for example, how can I say it, like button, then it will be appear in the application design side. Like, but you need to define some content inside of that, like a new button. Then it will appear in the application real time. At the same time, whenever you move through the designer, like from the designer, then you will have like the other attributes like the margins or something like that you can access from here. Like there are a couple of ways to change the attributes, change the like the properties of your like object. For example, whenever you like select any object, like select button from here, like there's a text bar. Like you can change like the text font size and the font type, you can change it. At the same time, like there's a common as well. Like I put common inside of the XAML part. At the same time, you can change through here. Like for example, click this. Or at the same time, like you can change the height of it or the size of it. This is all up to you. Like if you wanted to change it to 150 or like to 200, so this is just this is all up to you. Like 50 or something like that. This is just up to you. Like you can define anything inside of your application. So there is a question. So is there any problem with the video? I hope there is no. If there's a problem, just let me know. Like I will try to fix it. But recording is going, and also, yeah, there is no problem video. So like if you have any question, please just let me know. This is just a XAML introduction. Like how can you like define it, or how can you like work with it, or how can you handle that? So like you can see it from here. For example, there's a question. Oh, it's okay. Okay. So, for example, if you wanted to change the size of through the XAML part again, like you can do it through here. Like it is so flexible. Whenever you work with it, like definitely you will love that. So, for example, I will leave this button here. Like we will use that thing in the coming minutes. So what will I do is like I will search for rectangle from here. So whenever I add a new rectangle, like you will see that there is a new line called rectangle, and also there is a default fill color. So what can I do is I can go to pointer to select my object. So because it was selected rectangle, so whenever I click anywhere, so it will add a new rectangle again. So in order to solve that problem, I need to click the pointer on the left side. So whenever you click there, like you will be able to select any object on your design side. So I select this one, and I can move to the right side to the brush, and I can change the color size. For example, I can change to the blue, and there's a stroke as well. Stroke on the corners, like on the edges, like you will see that. So like you can change that color as well. Like if I wanted to make it like white, so it will look white here. And also I can change the stroke size. Like it is all up to you. So however you wish, like you can put it in here. For example, stroke thickness. If I put like the 5, like you will see that like the size of the stroke has been changed. So this is just one step. So for example, we have ellipse. Like whenever I put here, like it got the same design style with my rectangle. What I will do is I will just change the color of it. So I will put to yellow, and like the stroke one, you can put red or like, without color, so you can select this one. So like, this can be appear like this. Due to my lack of space on my screen, like due to the screen resolution, so these look so small, but whenever you work on your PC, like, you will have really enough design for designing your objects and your elements. Like, you will be like so free to like design like these kind of features, like these kind of the properties. So what I will do is like, this is just a basic one, and also I will put an image. Like for the image, I don't have any resource right now, but what I will do is I will use my existing logos of my applications. Like, you can access from the assets. Like whenever you run this application, this will appear on your start screen logo. So like, I will use that thing. So basically I select image, and here is my properties part. I will go to source. Like in here, like, I can define any source of any image. So what I will do is I will select logo from here. Like, I can put that one, or I can select the splash screen logo. I can make it bigger, like with a high resolution. Like, I can have it in here. So if you have any photo or if you have another image, like, you can give this source as well here. Like, as you see, it is also defined in the XAML part. Like, it can access the assets and splash screen. So this is a really nice way to use it as well. So basically, we put some objects in our design area, and whenever I run this, so let me go to here and let me run in the local machine. Let me see how it will look like. As you see, like, here is a rectangle, here's the ellipse, like, there's a button and there is an image. Like, you can all design everything in here as well. So what I will do is, I just wanted to make it more interactive, or I just wanted to like discover what else I can do with it. So what I will do is I will go to main page and right click on it, and I will say open in blend. You can directly open the same application like through the blend, and you can focus on the design side on that side. And the good thing is, for example, if you wanted to like change something in here, for example, like this image, you wanted to put here, and I saved it with Control S, and if I will go back, like this is saying that there is a change on the file and main page XAML. Would you like to reload it? If I say yes, my image will be like moved to the left side. As you see, like, it moved to the left side. So the good thing is, like, on the same project, so you can work with like, with your colleagues or with your like a partner together. So like one of you can work on like code behind side, and another one can easily focus on the XAML side as well. So the good thing is, like, these tools are combining like the both skills together. So like if you can manage it very well, so you can have a really amazing like an application lifecycle progresses through here. So, and also, like, in the sessions we will talk about ALM, like the application lifecycle management. So this is one of them as well. So the good thing is, like, if you are using TFS, like whenever you check in all your codes, all your things, so like, there won't be any conflict, there won't be any problem like during these processes. Like, this is really good thing to do that. So what else on Blend? So there is an object and timeline. Like, if we will have a look at that to Blend, it looks like more designer tool. Like, again, we have an area to like work with our design, but at the same time, like, we have some like different properties like select area, but other than select, you can select like a path, and at the same time, like, there are some the pen tools. There are some like drawing tools, like we will see here. Like there are some buckets, like gradient tool. So the good thing is like you can define like lots of variety of choices. For example, if I just wanted to put some the gradient, I click on the right side. So let me go here. I can select like the range of like the colors. For example, I put in here like with the blue, and if I will move right, I can select any other colors, and like during these colors, during these changes, you can see like the differences on the design side. So the good thing is like there is a flexibility to do that, and like in the coming sessions we will have the XAML and UX side. Like we will work on it. We will mostly focus on these kind of features. For example, on the left side, I selected the gradient tool. Like gradient tool will help me to like just select these kind of gradients and like to try to change the rotation of it or change the how can I say it, like the ratio of it. Like it's all up to you. Like this is all up to your scenario. If you are like trying to define some really stylish design, so you need to define in here. So there are really good ways to do that. Like there are really good best practices. To just go there and just play with it. So whenever you play with it, like you will discover lots of really cool features. So on the right side, properties like the resources, like the data, like we will have a look at that later. So on the left side we have like the project assets, and at the same time like the other assets, like the buttons, like the all control. If you have states, you can see that, and also devices. Like right now I'm working on like 1024 to 768. Like I can make it like this, and I can work on my like screen resolution at the same time, and also I can see what the differences. So I can easily simulate in the bigger like screen resolutions. For example, this one like 27-inch screen sizes. But whenever I change it, I can see that like it is not fitting all the page. So like we will have some solutions regarding to this one, and we will focus on that thing as well. So I will go back to my existing screen resolution, and I will record it. And I just wanted to show you like some new features like animations. Like in order to do that, like you will go to sort of object and timeline, and there is a plus button. So whenever you click that plus button, like new, so it is asking you like you are creating a storyboard resource. So what would you like to like give a name? So I will give a name like animation, for example, start, or first animation first. I gave a name. On the left side there is a timeline has been appeared. Like what I will do is, for example, I will select ellipse. Like from here I will create a pin, like the keyframe. So this will help me to like this is my starting point, and at this time my value is like this. So what I will do is I will move right, and I will put here, and I will try to change the resolution, change the size of it. For example, I will make it smaller, and you can see the center of it as well. Like from here, like this was the first center, and this is the second center. So what can I do is like I can move to the right side, and I can see like where it was and where it is going right now. So what I will do is I will go back here on the timeline, and there's a play button. I can preview my animation as well. So I will press play. Whenever I press play, you can easily like simulate all the animations in here as well. So the good thing is whenever I press play, it will move like this, and then I can see how my animation is working. Other than that, like let's work with rectangles. So for example, I put it in here, like the starting one, and the second one will be my color. For example, I just wanted to change the color of that one. So in order to do that, like I will put yellow in here. So whenever you go back and you will press play, you will see that like there is a transition like through the colors. So you can see like from the blue to yellow, like it can they change it like this. So what else? We change the size, we change everything, and we can change the transformation as well. So like with XAML, we can define like the 3D rotations like this on the space. So like you can see X, Y, Z coordinations. So like you can change some like rotations like this. So what I will do is like I will define this image like this, and whenever I press play, it will just change its rotation. So like this is just the first second. So what can I do is I can move to the right, and I can make this animations longer altogether, like 5 seconds. So what I will do is whenever I press play, so these animations will go for just 5 seconds. This is just so easy, like this is just starting for the animations. So what I will do is I will close from here like my storyboard, and please don't forget to close the animations whenever you are done with your animations, because timeline is recording. So whenever you add new objects, or whenever you add something in your the workplace, like the working environment, so like that will be automatically recognized as animations. So this means when you go back, like it won't seem like this, and then you won't see your added new features, added new the components. So like this, whenever you add something, so you can like add animations, like this is just for specific for that animations. So like whenever you play that, or like the animations, like all rotations, all the sizes will be only available for that animations. When you close that, like all other elements will be like as their default level or default values. So what I will do is, I created an animation named anim first. I just wanted to trigger this animation event whenever I click this button, like click this. We can change name like play animation. So I just saved it. By the way, let's go back to Visual Studio and let's see how it looks like. So it is asking me again, there is a new update. So as you see, like I can see the same objects, like with the same animations. Like we can have a look at that for these animations. Like all animations are stored inside of the XAML part, but I don't want to go to details because I don't want to make it more confused. This is just so simple like this. So especially in the coming sessions, we will go deep dive for those things. How can you edit at runtime or something like that? So we will continue with it. So what I will do is right now, like play animation button. So I clicked it, I select this one, and I will move to the right side with the events. Like I will go to like the click event of this button. Then the good thing is like that was just my animation, and its name was like anim first. Let me build this thing. So let me save all the animations in here. Like it is saved. So I just wanted to close it from the blend side. I went back to my XAML part, and I just wanted to rebuild all solution. Then after that, it's okay. So I will go back to like the button click, and then like anim first is not seen right now. So what I will do is like I will close the solution. I will reopen again, so it doesn't appear on my solution. So here it is. Like anim first is my animation, and here it is. Like anim first is here as animation. And there is a function called begin. With begin, like we will start this animation whenever we click the button. and that will be it. So let me run this solution and let's see how it will look like. Now this is our environment. So what I will do is I will click play animation. As you see, like the animation is going like, in 5 seconds, slow and slow. So if I will press again the button, like, it will start from the that exact values to my selected values. Think about it, like if you wanted to put some animations in your application, or if you wanted to design something in a very different way and give a user experience to your application, there is a way to do that. Like, you can do that thing through the animations. So this was just a pretty beginning for the XAML development. These are just the basics. So what will we do is we will focus with our demo application, and we will see all other elements as well. For example, we will use grid view in our applications, and there are lots of elements like list view or flip view. There are a couple of elements we will see in our applications. So we will add them step by step. So do you have any questions so far? If you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask through the question and answer slide. You can ask them. I hope it is all clear, and you got the idea how can you design, or how can you select some parts of the applications. So we will continue with a new demo application, especially during this Windows 8.1 sessions. So we will continue with this sample. So basically, we will start with an idea. We will continue with adding features step by step. So in order to do that, let me go back to the story of how can you develop an application, or what are the basics, or what are the steps to really take care of during this process. So I'm really not sure how many of you are working on mobile applications or any application idea. So the wireframing is really key point. The wireframing is the kind of thinking on a paper, creating some the flows, creating some sketch, moving forward to the how can you design your application. So other than that, the analysis is so important. Through these processes, you will realize that there are some missing parts. So there are really important parts you need to take care of it. So these storyboarding will really help you a lot. After that wireframing and analysis, so you need to focus on storyboarding. Storyboarding is basically showing all cases, all user cases in an application, in a format before proof of concept, or before starting the project. So the question is, when can we submit Windows 8.1 apps? So in next week's 18th of October, it will be publicly available for the submission. You can you will be able to go to dashboard through the Windows Store site, and then you will be able to publish your application. So that will be the place for that. And the time is around in 2 weeks, so we will be able to do that. So basically, I just wanted to tell you a story. I'm really interested in photography, and I really travel a lot. Especially I'm traveling for just taking photos, and my biggest passion is going to different places, finding really different views, and taking some pictures. Nowadays I'm facing a problem with the sharing these photos, because lots of my friends are asking from my side how can they see my photos, or how can they access through them. So then after that I decided to create an application for that, and you will see in this session how can you imagine an application with an idea, and how can you move forward. So there are some questions. So there's a question from Abdul Rahman. So he is asking about like previous recordings. So like you can like access my recordings through my address, like through my blog address. Like please go to that site so you can access all of them. So let me share the link with you. Like guys, please go there and please like get all the things. So you will do that. So Mohammed is saying that like storyboarding is similar as we do for the games. Yes, that's true. Like this is just doing. This can be replicatable like in different disciplines. So especially this is really helping you. Like if you are designing something, if you are creating something new. So this is helping you. How can you like think about it at the first time, and after that, like sharing these things with other people. So for example, you have something in your mind, but you cannot easily tell the other people these stories. But this will help you to to just show the old people's step by step. So and also you will see this in the demo as well. So the Faruk is asking, can we use Kendo UI controls for Windows 8.1? 8 in this new 8.1 applications. Like Kendo UI is like just for the HTML interfaces as far as I know, but I'm really not sure for like if you can really use the Kendo UI. But there are really cool how can I say the third-party UIs, third-party controls, which you can use in the application with 8.1. Like you can go for Telerik, DevExpress, and also Component One, and there are a couple of couple of companies or a couple of startups like that. So like you can use it as well. Mohammed was just saying hi, thanks a lot. So the question is like from the Faizan, how can I just add a slider in the application? Like, and also there is a slider component in the applications in the platform on Windows 8.1. Like you can just drag and drop like what we did for example for our like rectangle or ellipse, like you can do the same thing. Or if you are asking for like adding slider for like slider for how can I say it? Slider for the photos, like we will see it in the coming days. The question from the site, like he's asking that will Windows 8.1 applications work on Windows 8? So unfortunately, no. Like there is no backward compatibility like with existing Windows 8.1 applications. But if you develop Windows 8 application, it will work on Windows 8.1. There won't be any problem with that. So the Bishra is asking that like can she access like these sessions? Yes, like through my blog address, like you can access like all past events. So like you can access through there. So there is a question. So can we use Adobe Edge or other JavaScript APIs for that? So I never use that like Adobe Edge export files with Windows 8 applications. But like nearly all Windows, nearly all HTML5 outputs are working with Windows 8. Please try to like to use it, like try to do that in the application. But if it is not working, or if there is the problem, it is most probably because of the security. Like it is just trying to access some local files or try to access the local how can I say resources. Because of that, it might be blocked. But other than that, it should work on that side. So Ibrahim asking that build images using the design applications such as Photoshop. Yes. So the question is like, basically, like if you will prefer like the designing something, would you like to go for like the Photoshop, like which is the most popular one, or just going to the XAML site, like just designing from there? So like, and also this is a problem what we are facing with the designers as well. They don't want to like move to a new platform. They just want to like stay their existing place, like on their comfort zone. So especially there are really nice features, there are really nice solutions regarding that. I'm really not sure, have you ever seen before this like Photoshop import for the applications? So for example, there's a cool feature whenever you go to the XAML site, like you can select some Photoshop files or other Illustrator files, and then you can add into application. Like in some effects or in some like how can I say, some features of Photoshop, like it is not working well, but like in terms of like the vectoral drawing, like the design, like all like the flat design and everything, it is working very well. So like my suggestion would be like they can work on there and they can import here, and they can try to manipulate it like the little details around here. So this might be a really like a good practice around that. So my suggestion would be moving on that side. I hope I answered the question. So the question is like, can we change the storyboard, like speed of the storyboard dynamically? Yes, you can do that. So like as I mentioned before, in the coming sessions we will have a XAML and blend session. So we will go directly like these kind of really deep dive questions there. There is a question from Farooq, but can you please try to like give some examples, like some details regarding what you are trying to do with the two applications there? So the question from the side is like, will Windows 8 application 8.1 store will be separated? No, like, there will be one store, like with Windows 8.1, like all people, all users can go to one store and access like all the applications through there. So like there won't be any issue, like there will be one store. So the Fark is asking a question, he has an issue with the navigation bar on the top side. Okay, like for handicapped people, we may need to like open app bar permanently, but in the case our logo on the back side will be hidden. According to Microsoft guideline, we cannot place navigation button on the top part. But there are some applications like this. For example, I'm really not sure, have you ever seen for example, sport application in here, like so whenever you go there, whenever you like whenever you right click or open the navigation bar, it is just the hiding like the design logo or something like that. But this is not a really big issue, because this is just the basics of the platform, basics of the the design guidance. This is not a permanent thing. This is just a how can I say, like you can use it like whenever you need it. So there is no problem, like if a logo or if something gets hidden on the back side. But if you are putting something on the right side or application like to here, like like how can I say, the end of your page, but in that case, like if it is like going under of like the charms, so there is a problem, so you cannot do that. Or like if you are trying to put some buttons on the corner, on the edges, like in order to access through it, like through the finger, because you will open some applications on the left side, so it is not allowed. But other than that, like you can do that, there won't be an issue. So like please don't hesitate to put anything inside of navigation bar or application bar, so there won't be any problem. Or like if there's a specific scenario, like, just send me an email. I will, like, with the screenshots, I will try to, answer through there as well. Okay, so, let's move forward. What are the steps for the application in the coming phases? So, the wireframing is so important. Like, the wireframing is like, try to visualize ideas on your mind. For example, how it will look like, or what will be the processes, or what will be the workflow, like through these pages. Like, this is really helping you to making certain of your pages, like, the how many pages will be there, or like, navigation through the pages, how it will, the flow through to each other. Like, this will be really important place. So, for example, this is just a basic, how I can say, workflow, like the wireframe of my application. Like the first, like I call it like a portfolio application, and then I said that okay, there will be a tile. Whenever I click there, like I try to brand my tile as well, because the tiles will be your like the first door of your application. So like please think careful whenever you like having a brand of your application as well. So after that, like I thought that there might be a home page, a main page for my application, so where I can see like all like the cities through there, and whenever I click any like cities, like I can go to details, or other than that, like I can access like the photos, like I can go there. So I mean, whenever I click like city name like Istanbul, so I will go directly to the group page. Like the group page is like Istanbul page, like group page Zeynel. So I can see like photos regarding the Istanbul, and I can see the details, selected one details, and I can get more detail regarding that. Or like if I select anything from here, or anything from like here to moving to right side, so I will have detail page as well. With the detail page, I will have a photo title, my photo, and my like photo details. So whenever I go there, like I will get more details regarding that, and I will have some other functions as well. For example, application bar. On the application bar, for example, there will be a full screen button, and then I can see and I can get the detail, and also I can put some settings in here, or like from to the settings chart. Like it's all up to you. And at the same time, like if I wanted to position my full screen, so what will happen, like whenever I click there, like it will go for full screen, but I need to show some details, like the photography details, like the ISO, like the shutter speed, or like these kind of things, like the ISO, like these kind of aperture like values I need to show on the navigation bar. And at the same time, I need to navigate through the photos, like I can do it here, like it is all up to me. And what else? For the more details, for example, settings pane, I can define like this. I just wanted to integrate search function in my application. I will use in here like the search results. At the same time, like I can share my photo through whenever I go to the detail of my photos. So like these are my like operating system features as well. So like this is just a basic the kind of drawing, like the wireframing. So but the day by day my handwriting is really getting worse. So like even myself I cannot read it sometimes. So like the same thing with the drawings. Like if you are really not good at that, like this doesn't make sense to people who are listening to you. So in order to solve that, so we have a really nice feature, storyboarding of PowerPoint. So basically, it helps you creating a really nice UI storyboard step by step. So the good thing is, like you can get feedback, like before, like creating a project, or before, like starting a project. So for example, in here, like here's my start screen. And like I have a tile there. Whenever I like tap it, whenever I touch it, so my application will start. And as I described in my the wireframe, there will be some groups of cities, and also there will be some photos. Whenever I click to, for example, groups, I will go to directly to the group photo page. So in here, here is the city name, here are the photos, and also whenever I select something, I can see in here, or whenever I click here, I will go to detail. So at the same time, if I select something, I can share my selected item, or if I click here, I will go to detail. In the detail, I will try to give some how can I say, the details regarding that selected photo, the description, city name, country name, the ISO, shutter speed, aperture, even all the big map location, the GPS location of it. So at the same time, there will be an application bar, and there will be a full screen function. Whenever I make it full screen, I will see my photo as a full screen, and at the same time, I will go for the navigation bar, and then I will try to display the values, and also I will try to put my back button in here. And if I search something, there will be a search function integrated into application. I can go to detail and get photos by city or by the title name. It's all up to your call. You can do that. So what about the technical planning? We have pretty cool step-by-step the storyboard for our application, but for the upcoming steps, that will be the technical planning part. So because you have steps, you have, for example, methods needed in the different pages, but for now, what is needed is in order to decide for your photo class. For example, I pretty define simple class style. For example, in here, the aperture, city name, properties are the country, date, description, photo ID, ISO, latitude for GPS, lens type, the longitude, shutter speed, the title type and URL. Also, I will have the two methods, the get all photos, and the second one will be the get by city. On the right side, you will see these the properties in here, and also my two methods. So I will go with this this class as a how can I say, the dummy content provider. In the coming days, maybe we can connect this backend, this source, to the Azure, with maybe mobile services, or maybe we can create a new web service and we can connect to the separated database and separated web service. So this is all up to your call and all up to your suggestion as well, and also up to your scenario. So right now we will move forward. So I will create a new application. I will share these resources with you and my presentation in here. So let me go to the detail. There will be a demo application. This is my class for this photo applications, and also I will have tiles. In the coming session, the next session, we will talk about tiles and notifications. We will have a look at that as well. So and also my images, my photos. I will try to visualize in my application through the different cities, so I can get it from there. So this is my sample photo, but I will try to create it from scratch. So what I will do is I will go to Visual Studio, and I will create a new project from here. And I will create a online session series. I will create a new project, and after that, what I will do is I will just try to get this resource with just copy and pasting this class into my application. I just paste it to here with copy and paste. Then after that, like, you know, here is my, like, you know, properties. Then after that, and also you can see in here like dummy content, like, you know, get all photos. I just try to create a new sources, like the new dummy content, like which is using my like resources, like the images, like images folder. Inside of there are lots of photos. What I will do is I will just copy this folder and paste it into my application. So here it is, like images are here. Whenever I hover, like I can see the preview of it. Like with the Visual Studio 2013, like the 2013, there are really cool features like these kind of previews, like adding the application at the same time references, like how many times it has been referred by like the other properties, like, you know, you can go and you can see the details. So for example, get all photos like referred in my like different methods. So these are really cool features. You know, my suggestion would be just go to Visual Studio 2013 and play a bit. Like, you know, definitely you will like it. There are really cool features, especially Windows 8 development side. And like, you know, I have two methods, as I mentioned before. Like one is just defining all the resources. Another one is using like this resource and filtering by the name. So for example, if I will search for Istanbul, like, you know, I will call this method and this will return the type of like the list of my photo types. Again, like previous method was the same. Then, like, you know, I can use it in here. So like the result will be my filtered city name. Like, you know, then after that I will get the result and I can display in the application. So that's it. So this is just simple as it is. So what I will do is, like, basically I will just show you how can you bind in a application, bind in a you know, the component in our application. Then, you know, we'll show you the other steps. So what I will do is I will go to my application and I will drag and drop a grid view, and, you know, I will change the size of it. So here it is. So then it's okay. So I will give a name of that, like grid photos. So with this grid photos, like grid, let me give a name like grid view photos. So, like, you know, what I will do is I will go to code behind side of like the main page XAML, and whenever this page will be loaded, I will try to create an instance of my, like, you know, my photo source. So basically it will be like, for example, data new photo, and then what I will do is my grid view photos of item source. Like if I just wanted to find something from there, so I will go to data get all photos method, and then, you know, I will try to call through here. So it is successfully built it. So let me run this application and let's see how it will look like. So let me press F5 and let me see how it will look like. As you see it, like, you know, this is my application, but these are my, like, you know, objects. But the interesting thing is it is not appearing like these are the photos. The point is, like, you know, this is just a custom class, and our component is like cannot recognize this is just a photo, like the class or something like that. In order to solve that, so we need to like to show it which parts of, like, you know, the classes it can be shown. Like, you know, we will define it in here. So there is a question, like, please, like, you know, kind of repeat the steps how you insert your pictures folder into the Visual Studio. You know, basically I just copy from here my folder, my like the Windows Explorer, and then I move to right, in the Visual Studio, and I right click and I just passed it in here. So it is just so easy like that. Or you can use like the Control C and Control V. This is just so easy steps to do that. You don't have to like import, or you don't have to like define as a content. So what will we do is like there is a function like changing UI of it. So the question is, due to copyright problem, is it allowed to pull random images from the internet and use them in the application background? So like it is related with your application copyright, but I don't think so. You can do that because like nearly all photos are like copyrighted. You need to get a permission. It is you need to refer them like you got those kinds of photos from a source. So that is just the point for that. So what will I do is what I'm doing is right now in here, these are my photos and there won't be any problem. But if you're in a situation like that, so that will be a problem. Please take care of it if it is open source or if it is a free license to use it. So what I will do is I will try to change one item inside of the grid view. I will try to manipulate the view of it. So in order to do that, I will right click my grid view, and there is a edit additional templates and edit generated items. This is just referring my only one item of my grid view, and I will create a template for that, and I will call like data template photos, and also there's a section like the defining the application means like in application XAML, this is just defining there, and you can use it in like the separated places in different pages in your application. Or if you wanted to use this template in this application, in this document, in this view, in this page, so like you can use like this document. I will go for like this application because I may use this template in the different places. As you see, it is just going for the application XAML part, and then it is just giving me a design. If you think about, for example, HTML pages, think about it, this is just the CSS part of, for example, design side. So we are just defining a style, defining the template, which will be used in our application. For example, I change the grid size, for example, let's say it 100 to 200, and you can see it in here, it's all up to you, you can change the ratio. So what I will do is I will put an image inside of here, inside of this grid view, like this grid. So I can use it in my application. So I put an image, but alignment is not okay right now. So what I will do is I will align to the top side, left side, and also bottom side. At the same time, I will move right, and also I will lock it here. So as you see, my grid has an image. By the way, grid is different than grid view. Grid is a kind of container where you can put some the other elements in order to align them, group them together. So you can think about this is just a div segment, the div section in your the HTML application as well. So this is just the image. In order to see the preview, what I will do is I will go to source part, and I will select, for example, any photo in here. So what can I do is I can select a different types of views. For example, as you see, there are some gapping on the left side and the right side. So I can change the straight side. I can select fill, but in that case, ratio will be broken. So I can select, for example, uniform fill, or I can just change the grid orientation. This is just good to see how it will look like, or what will be the steps to do that. So you can just change it in here. I will put 100 and 150, and I guess this will be okay for my template. So basically this is okay for preview. What I will do is, I will try to bind my images inside of that. For the images, I'm using the property called URL. I will copy this one. So what I will do is I will use, let me make it bigger in order to see it clearly. I will use binding for that, binding URL, because we can easily recognize there is an object, but we cannot recognize which properties of that object will be appeared in the application in the front side. So this will help me to to show which is needed. So that's okay. I will go back with clicking on the left side, there is a button. So this helped me to go back to my main screen. So this is okay right now. Whenever I build my project, I will see that. At the same time, in the grid view, you will realize that there is a new item template, what I define in here. This is just using my item template. So when you click here, when you press F12, which is a new feature of Visual Studio as well, 2013, you can go to view of your the design as well. Pretty cool thing. Just try to do that. So what I will do is I will press F5 again. Let me see how my application look like. Oh my god, my photos are here. So whenever I move right or move left, I can see in here, I try to put all of them in one place. This is all up to you. If you change the resolutions, this will appear in a different way. For example, let me go to design again, the data template, and let me change it to 200 to the 300, which will be the original ratio. If I press F5 again, as you see, the tiles are bigger, grid view items are bigger, and if I move right, I can get more details horizontally. That's it. In the next steps, whenever I click something in here like this, so I need to go to the details, but due to the lack of time, we won't be able to do that. But in next session, so we will continue where we left right now. So we will see that how can we navigate to the new page, and how can we pass that parameter, that object to the next page. And at the same time, we will try to talk about tasks and notifications as well. So I hope you liked the session. So if you have any question, please try to ask from here. Then I will be happy to really answer that. So the question is from the Ernest. So would you be able to quickly show how to make a grid view group by a property? So I won't be able to do that, but in the next session, so definitely we can do that. Due to the lack of time, I won't be able to show it. So the question is it better to to disable or hide a button on an application bar? So the application bar is especially used by how can I say general functions which won't be used every single time. If there are some functions, so you can put it in there, add buttons or hide buttons. For example, we have an application called Me Influencer. So what we are doing is in here, we are just basically creating a dashboard as well. For example, in here, the application bar, the new, edit, the view or something like that. Everything is in here, the save button, the cancel. We are just not hiding it. We are placing it on the application bar in order to save, save the screen, in order to use it, easily. So we are just using in that level. So, if you have the same scenario, you can use the same thing as well. So, other question, Ibrahim, thanks a lot. You are welcome. So we answered this question as well. Another one is, so when the data template are created in XAML, application XAML, and when they are like the page resources of the page. In the demo you did it, it's created in XAML. Is there something special to do that? Like, page dot resources, like as I mentioned before, like, whenever you select save in the application, like save in the application means like an application XAML, or like, like save into the selected part, like selected the page means, for example, if I go again, like let me go to like, create new, like it is just asking this document or application. Whenever you select this document, this is just creating like the page resources, like, you mean by like this. So at the same time, like, you can see that, like, if you go for application, like, it will just place that design in the application XAML. So let me give you one trick. Like if you wanted to, like, move this kind of stuff, this kind of design into different pages, there is a really nice feature in Blend. So what can you do is, so let me show you in here. So this is just the main page. Like when you go to resources on right side, like, you will see that like there is a breakdown of like the all resources. So for example, this data template photos, what we define in XAML. So for example, you can move that thing into your like the XAML page, and you can use as a local, or you made it like you created by mistake in your application like this. So at the same time, you can click this one, drag and drop to the application XAML, and like, you can organize them in one place. So this is really amazing, cool feature, like nice tip, like, don't forget to use it in your applications. This is very, very valuable because I suffered with that thing, doing it manually, like removing the old one, like adding it in a new place and using that resource. That was really tough, but if you can use this one, this is just automatically updating. This help you on that problem. So thanks, Ibrahim, for nice words. So the questions can be used like resource dictionary as well. So like, you can create that one like Windows 8.1. So our main place for the design is the application XAML right now. So we are not using like the resources, like the extra, slashes. So we are using just using the application XAML. It was introduced in the build conference. So like, if you can go there and watch it. So, I hope that will help you a lot. So guys, we are out of time right now. Like it has been more than 1 hour. So like, if you have any questions, like don't hesitate to ask me like through the Facebook or like the Twitter. And also like, we have a group on the Facebook, me and Windows 8 Champs. Don't forget to like join there. So this is our main place for that. And like through the Twitter, like, you can ask your all questions. So, and like through the email, like, if you have specific scenario, don't hesitate to send me an email. So I will be really happy to answer that. So again, thanks for joining, and hope you too for a really nice day, and hope to see you on the next call. Take care. Bye bye.